Okay, we're just showing a little part of a notebook here. This notebook is actually taking some data from the CONUS 404 model, just showing how you do some time averaging here. So in this cell here, we select a date range, using normal dates from a couple of different variables, temperature at 2 meters and eastward wind speed at 10 meters. So we can just select out of this data set. And then we can say resample with a 24-hour time period and center those times at noon. And we're just going to take the mean, so we're going to calculate the daily mean. And when you do this, if we execute this cell, this happens very quickly. We haven't really done anything in terms of loading data. And this, again, just executes in a few milliseconds. And we can actually look at what this data set will result in. So the data set is going to have 12 values for the 12 days that we selected. And so, but then it doesn't really load any data until we actually execute one of these cells. So if we execute this cell here, it'll actually start loading some data. And it loads the data in chunks, and we can see the different workers firing off there over on the cluster map. And this really only takes a matter of a few seconds to do this kind of calculation when you throw a lot of different cores at it. So that's the way we get throughput on the cloud, is we have a lot of workers reading chunks of data from object storage all at the same time, and in this case, very quickly returning the data. And then this also shows, if we shut this down now, take a look at this plot, we can see that this data has automatically, with just one line, we're visualizing the data on this. It's rendering the data on the back end and delivering the full resolution data here. It's automatically put in a time slider over here, so we can scroll forward to the future daily values that we've calculated. You see the map update there, and this is a completely dynamic map. We can click on the zoom here, zoom in, say to the Great Lakes, and it will refresh and scale to the full resolution of the data. So arbitrarily large resolution data can be handled. So this is just some of the aspects of this sort of powerful system here in terms of parallel processing, accessing cloud data, interactively exploring large data sets, all just using the browser, and all with all the calculations happening on the cloud close to the data.